Trent and Allie, best moments. Living your best life is something you wake up and do without looking back. Trent and Allie give us all the hope we need to believe in this possibility. Some of the best DIY channels today would have to include this wonderful couple, as they've come a long way in their journey to being self-sufficient. Trent and Allie have been traveling the world for about 3 years. They've always been about adventure and seeing all that the world has to offer. But it's time to settle down and live a little. Knowing these two, they're not going to buy some expensive home and retire into the suburbs. One of the reasons why they have a lot of fans is mainly due to their DIY approach to everything. The couple have been making us proud since we discovered their channel. They decided to settle a year ago and build their own home. Trent and Allie's channel focuses on the process, the journey from start to finish. We're Trent and Allie, and Frank, the dog, a couple of DIYers who spent 3 years traveling around in a van before we decided to buy some land and start building our own little home in the mountains. Come along for the ride to see how much of a struggle it can be to build your own house in some crazy conditions. Their YouTube bio reads, "Here are some of the best moments in their entire journey of home building." The end of van life? The first most memorable video is the one where they say goodbye to van life. After the pandemic struck, a lot of people were forced to have to rethink on their lives, and the couple happens to be one of those people. They were forced to leave their van in Argentina and fly back home to the United States due to the raging pandemic at this point in time. If you follow these two quite well, you would know how heartbreaking it must have been for them to have made that decision. The video shows Allie telling the viewers that they had to make the decision to come back home, and it was so hard for them. The video has almost 1 million views and was posted about a year ago. It showed the start of their home building journey. Trent hints that they've been working on a project and that they're on their way to get a supporting piece. He says they're going to check out a couple of options and hopes that they have found a solution to their problem by the end of the day. He revealed that they're going to look at some camp trailers and some recreational trailers. He says that their van was supposed to be their full-time house, but it's been confiscated in South America. They don't know it yet, or maybe they're trying not to believe it, but this marks the end of their traveling life, as they would be settling and building their home. They find an option he calls a grandma and grandpa trailer, and lists out the advantages.
Is the next lesson.
There's no going back now. Demolition to the RV. As the title suggests, there's no going back now. They decide on the RV that they're going to be living in. In the previous video, Trent explains that he found molds in some places in the RV, and this would be very tedious to actually get out. There's No Going Back Now is a video that was posted a year ago, when they decided on actually settling and building their home in the mountains. The demolition process begins now, as they're seen taking the trailer apart to build something of their own. They eventually settle for a van named Terry. Allie explains that with so much going on, they don't have the time to go for a full van build. The 20-year-old van, Terry, is something the couple feels like works perfectly well for them, and they're willing to put in the work. The video starts when she explains what they're doing and why they're doing it. There's a scene of a bird pooping on Allie where she yelps and Trent laughs. In order to make it feel more like a home, she explains that they need to start from scratch. Demolition. The giant RV could use some really big fixer-upper. Trent explains his first morning routine where he milks the cow, Nancy, and how he does the morning chores. He makes a joke about how Allie makes it all the way to the kitchen for her morning coffee after he explains the things he had to do. The both of them share a laugh and she picks up her coffee. The video was posted in May 2020 with about 313,000 views.
Lineup of dogs.
Fighting about burnout already. Remodeling the RV. Building a van is definitely not a day's job, and the couple are already fighting burnout. Renovating a 2002 camp trailer should seem like a walk in the park, as she explains that they've built out 2 vans from scratch before. Do you sense it already? Well, there is one. The couple are battling burnt out already. This video was made on day 1 of the renovation. The couple explained that they're quickly remembering just how much of a hassle a remodeling process can actually be. It doesn't take too long for them to begin to feel faster as they both try to remodel their new home. She asks him how it's coming, and he casually replies that it's coming terribly. The burnout is real as they both try to make the best of their current situation, remodeling their new home. Trent and Allie do not plan to give up, as we see in the video, as they go hard at it despite what it feels like. They show their garden and the first vegetables since they decided to settle there. This video is one of the best moments in their journey. Shows the couple doing what they do best.
This is amazing.
Quarantine in the country, living through a global pandemic. Since the aftermath of the coronavirus, we've all been trying to live carefully. Quarantine in the country for these two has not been easy, but they are keeping up anyways. One of the memorable moments from Trent and Allie is us seeing how they've been dealing with the pandemic and how they've been quarantining. She explains the current conditions and talks about how they've been. She talks about their built-in shower as one of her favorite things in this van. She says that they have hot water regardless of the weather condition outside. She says that quarantine is almost similar to van life, and they're settling into the new normal. They sing a happy birthday to someone through a Zoom meeting, and Trent can be seen making a joke about all the happy birthdays being through Zoom meetings during quarantine. As Allie says, they don't exactly feel any difference as they're used to going days or weeks without seeing other people. They're used to giving birthday wishes over Zoom meetings and such. This is one of the most memorable moments from this fantastic couple. Before we get into the final and most memorable moment from Trent and Allie, don't forget to give this video a like. Be sure to subscribe and hit the post notification bell to be notified of more videos from us. Now, let's get back to the final most memorable moment. New faces on the farm. She explains that it's crazy to think that a couple of months ago, they were seeing glaciers and exploring South America. She explains that it's crazy how things are, but they're grateful to be safe. She says they're happy to help Trent's mom on the farm and are excited to welcome some new faces. This is probably the first video they made after coming back from South America before they decided to go for their own home. Trent says it's 20 degrees outside and a cold Allie can be seen halfway inside the blanket, not wanting to leave. She tells him that she's never getting out of bed and he chuckles at her. She complains that she can't feel her face as apparently it gets colder in the countryside. He explains that his mom had the property for a long while and he plans to do something with it. The two of them get hard at work to create something from the empty garage. He explains that his mom never really uses it and they want to make it into a garden. This is how they create their garden. Allie suits up for the occasion, letting her enthusiasm take control as she holds 2 shovels in hand. Trent comments that she looks extra country, and the two decide to get right to it. These two have made brave decisions to settle and are doing the best they can to live rent-free. Let us know in the comments section how you spent your quarantine. Be sure to check out their biography here.